Are you in a preschool potty training panic? It's potty training crunch time. Daycare or preschool starts in a few weeks. If your toddler's not potty trained and preschool starts soon, don't freak out. Watch this first. You've paid the preschool deposit, bought the tiny backpack, and then you see it in bold capital letters on the website. Must be fully potty trained. Ah! You know those preschools that require your child to be 100% potty trained before they even start? Yeah, I have some thoughts about that, and it's one of the most common fears parents of toddlers have. Let's talk. If you're quietly panicking because your toddler's not potty trained and preschool starts soon, you're not alone. This is one of the biggest stressors I see in my practice, and today we're gonna fix it. I hear from parents all the time who are freaking out about this. Their child is kinda, sorta, usually maybe potty trained, but not quite. And now they're applying to preschools where potty training is a hard and fast requirement. Look, you might as well ask our toddlers to drive themselves to preschool, because learning to use the potty requires a toddler to coordinate multiple sophisticated developmental milestones all at the same time. And then they need lots and lots of practice, not to mention they need to have the magical combination of inborn traits that makes them easy to potty train, which is about half of all toddlers. The other half, not so easy. I had a couple of those too. If that's you, you're in the right place. The hard truth is you can't just whip those developmental milestones into shape overnight. Mother Nature doesn't work that way, no matter how many sticker charts or superhero underpants you throw at her. But I get why you're stressed. You need this preschool spot. It's otherwise a great school, or maybe it's the only preschool spot you could get. You work. You've got other kids. You want your little one to be around other kids, learning and growing in a fun, safe, social environment. And let's get real. Preschool and daycare spots aren't easy to come by. So many good places have wait lists that are a mile long. And the cost, don't even get me started. It's insane. I so badly wish I could wave a magic wand and make high-quality, accessible early childhood programs available for everyone. Programs that actually take real, evidence-based child development into account. Because here's the bottom line. It's not developmentally realistic for every toddler to be fully 100% potty trained before they start preschool. It just isn't. So what do? Well, I've been through this myself 4 times personally. Yep, I have 4 kids, and 2 of them potty trained easily and quickly with our modified 3-day-ish method, and the other 2, not so much. They took months, many, many months. So trust me, I understand this struggle from both sides of the potty, so to speak. And beyond my personal experience, I've walked thousands of parents through this in my practice over the past couple of decades. So here's what I want you to know. A good preschool, one truly grounded in solid child development principles, makes it their business to understand where kids are at developmentally and to support their emotional well-being through these transitions. So here's the hidden truth about potty trained only policies. And this is my insider tip. Many preschools say on their website they require potty training, but in practice, they're often a lot more flexible. What you'll find is that the actual definition of potty trained varies wildly from school to school, so it's really important to ask for details. Do they mean 100%, completely, reliably, independently potty trained, no adult assistance needed for both pee and poop? Or do they mean more like pretty good most of the time with the occasional accident and maybe still pooping at home? Or are they hoping your kiddo's about 90% there, but willing to work with you because they know this is a work in progress? At this age, these are critical questions because the school's definition of potty training, their expectations, and how they actually support toddlers through this tricky stage, Those are the things you want to know when making your decision about where to enroll. And remember, you want a school that feels like a partner, not a place that puts unrealistic pressure on you and your toddler, or worse, is shaming about the potty learning process. This issue usually comes down actually to licensing regulations. A business license to run a preschool involves all kinds of nitty-gritty health department rules you might not have even known existed. Things like how many sinks with hot water are required per number of kids, how many toilets, and what the child-to-teacher ratio has to be. And here's the kicker. Those ratios change depending on whether or not the children are potty trained. It's usually more expensive for a school to run a program for kids who aren't fully potty trained, because those kids require more teachers, more supervision, more diapering and cleanup time, and more expensive facilities that include more sinks and hot water. So preschools have to carefully thread the needle between those licensing requirements and the real-world developmental readiness of toddlers. And a lot of the time, what they say in their brochure and what actually happens in the classroom are two slightly different things, which means it's always worth quietly asking around. Get the real poop on how potty situations are actually handled in the classroom. Talk to other parents and discreetly check with the staff about how accidents are managed, what supports are in place, and how much grace period your child will realistically have to learn the potty process at school. So now let's say you've jumped through the hoops, gotten that preschool spot, and now your kiddo is still struggling. Maybe they'll happily use the potty at home, but flat out refuse to go at school. Or maybe the exact opposite. They'll use the potty at preschool, but won't go anywhere near it at home. What's going on inside that cute little head? Well, for some toddlers, school is a new and unfamiliar environment, different routine, different bathroom, different expectations. They might need time to adjust. Or maybe your kiddo's locked in a tiny power struggle with a teacher they're not quite sure about yet. Or perhaps they feel shy about using the potty when other kids are nearby. Not every school bathroom has much in the way of privacy, after all. These things matter for sensitive kids, and especially for certain potty personality types, like the mule potty personality. It can take time and patience to settle into a new potty routine. On the flip side, sometimes kids do great at preschool and then suddenly stop using the potty at home, and parents are like, what the heck? Well, maybe your child's letting their guard down at home after having to keep it together all day at school. Or maybe there's a power struggle happening between you and your little one, because toddlers need to feel in control of their own bodies, and that's a good thing in the long run, but it might be a rough patch in potty training for a while. It could also be due to a big change at home, like the arrival of a new sibling, moving to a new house, or even something like a parent going back to work. These things can very easily throw a toddler's potty progress off track. And sometimes, and this is important, your child might be feeling pressure at school to use the potty when they're not quite ready. And if that's happening, they may reclaim control by refusing to use the potty at home. It's their way of saying, hey, I'm not sure about this yet. Slow down. In this case, open up a gentle, pressure-free dialogue. Narrate to your child what you're seeing. I see you like to use the potty at school, but not so much at home. That's okay. Can you tell me what's different about using the potty at home and the potty at school? You might be surprised what comes out when you give toddlers the chance to explain things in their own quirky little way. And most importantly, minimize pressure. The more you can let your child's own internal sense of, I want to be a big kid, to emerge naturally, the better. But what if your child is scared of the toilet, which is another super common issue? Some toddlers are literally afraid of the potty. I mean, think about it from their perspective. That's a big dark hole What's down there? Will my poop get sucked away forever? And where does it go? And wait, if my poop is part of me, does that mean I might get sucked down there too? It sounds funny, but this is a real and developmentally normal fear for our little ones. And preschool bathrooms can be extra intimidating. I mean, maybe the toilet's different, or they have those dumb automatic flushers which startle them, or it smells weird in there, or there's no privacy. Whatever it is, that unfamiliarity can be scary. So again, communication is key. If you suspect any potty fears or bathroom hang-ups at school, arrange for a grown-ups only conversation with your child's teacher. Don't hash this out in front of your toddler. You don't want them to feel shamed or spotlighted. Work out a plan together with the teacher and then gently involve your child once the adults are on the same page. Find out how the potty routine is handled in class. Share your observations about home and ask for tips. You might be amazed at the clever little tricks many preschool teachers have up their sleeves. I've learned some of my best tips from excellent preschool teachers. And if you approach this with compassion, good communication, and a flexible attitude, you'll get through it. Your child will learn and grow. They'll figure it out. It just might not be on the preschool's exact timetable, and that's okay. And I hate to say it, but if the preschool simply cannot help your toddler with this developmental challenge, and potty training is the signature developmental challenge of toddlerhood, is this really the right preschool to help your kiddo through all of the other developments that toddlers go through? In the best situations, these preschool teachers and daycare providers are true professionals, trained in early childhood development, tuned into the emotional lives of toddlers, and invested in helping families navigate this milestone with less stress and more fun. So hang in there. And if you need more support, you know where to find me, in the links below or at babyshrink.com. And I want to give a quick shout out to my colleagues out there in early childhood health and education. I have a special free code for you out there working in nonprofits and public agencies. I served as the consulting psychologist for early intervention home visiting teams for over 10 years. Email or DM me and I'll hook you up. I thank you for serving our most vulnerable children and families.